my question is yes, I want you to remain standing. And if the answer to my question is no, I want you guys to take a seat. So let's begin. Question number 1. You enjoy playing multiplayer games. It could be mobile gaming, sports, whatever. As long as it's not with people's hearts, we're good.
God.
Hey, shit bro. Like, people ask.
Question number 2. You are extremely competitive when you game and you always feel the need to win. Question number 3. You still feel the need to win even if it comes at the cost of a friendship or a personal relationship.
Honest.
Quite a club we have. Thank you, and you may be seated. I actually do have a story to tell you guys. March 24th, 2020. On my 90th birthday, our beloved Prime Minister gave me a very memorable gift. मित्रों, आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है. Do these words ring a bell? I'm sure they do. A nationwide lockdown is hardly something you'll forget. In the beginning, it was a little surreal and I was a little astounded because it all felt like it was part of a zombie apocalypse movie. It was a little exciting until it wasn't. It was freshly brewed torture from Satan's hell. Just a couple of weeks in, I was so desperate to socialize with my friends, and so were they. What to do? Aha! Mobile Ludo. Thank God for that game. Every night, we would wrap up dinner, spend some time with our family, then we would pick a corner of our home, plug in earphones. For the next 2.5 hours, we would get magically lost in the game of Ludo. It became a ritual to the point where that one day if someone cancelled on Ludo, I would feel like my whole day is incomplete. I remember the first few games where I was so competitive, unnecessarily competitive. If I didn't win, I would get annoyed. And if I came last, I would get even more annoyed. And if someone made fun of me on top of that, I was ready to break all lockdown restrictions, go to their home and beat them up. I remember rage quitting a couple of times. Ludo. I rage quit Ludo. Then I noticed something change in my behavior. I noticed that my friends weren't half as competitive as me. They truly didn't care if they won or they lost. All that mattered was that we were spending some time together. Let me give you an example. I have a friend Within. He needs one to go home and he is very close to winning the game. He also needs one to kill an opponent Ria, who is not really winning the game. I don't know why she's playing at this point. Within rolls the dice and he gets a 1. What does he do? Instead of protecting himself and going to a safe spot, he kills Ria. And then he laughs like a crazy person. So then Ria gets annoyed, she forms an alliance with Neha and they choose to team up against us. 3 moves into the game, just 3, and she backstabs Ria. Then Neha forms an alliance with me, the enemy, and then she backstabs me too. All of this madness for 2 full hours. And we would do all of this just for the hysteria of it. So slowly and gradually, I noticed something change in my behavior. I didn't feel this compulsive need to win the game every time I played it, because all that mattered was the time that we spent together. The precious little memories that we made together that I've treasured forever. We would compromise our whole game just so that we could get screenshots like this and we could remember them on some later date. That's how I learned to not pay attention to winning. Now let's take a step back and let's look at life as this long and drawn out game. We're so focused on our accomplishments in terms of our education, in terms of our career, in terms of our finances, that we forget to enjoy the journey along the way. We forget the adage that the journey is more beautiful than the destination. When we think of the IPL screening that we had in the club, do we remember the results of the match? Or do we remember that was the whole club against Rahul?
Whole club against Rahul, sure.
When we talk to the boys of ROT, do they remember the victories that they had, the trophies that they won? or the infamous juice sessions. What I'm trying to say is that you can enjoy the journey without focusing on the destination. But this need to win is something that is built into us right from our childhood. And so we have to actively unlearn it at every stage in our life. Now, how do we do that? Let me give you a live example. Say, for example, today, if I don't win the Best Speaker Award, I'm just going to shift my focus to something else. I'll probably call up Vitin and Riya and Neha and tell them how they became a part of my Toastmaster speech. I'll probably sleep happily at night knowing that I impersonated Narendra Modi while he's rallying in Bangalore. I'll probably just call up my mentor Akshita and we laugh about how we thought that this speech could land. I basically win even though I lose. क्योंकि दोस्तों हार के जीतने वाले को ही बाजीगर कहते हैं. Thank you.